So I think the cost comparison really selling to Open Property Group, as opposed to a typical traditional method. Ultimately, we're very upfront. We pay up to 85% of the open market value. We're, traders of property. Vendors choose us for certainty ahead of the highest potential price, and it really is a potential price because we find when selling property, we typically achieve about 5% less than our asking price. So that's straight away one factor. If we take a traditional £100,000, typical £100,000 sale price, you may expect to achieve 90 to 95,000. You've then got your fixed estate agent fees, and agents are going to have a fixed fee regardless of the value and location. Normally we find a minimum fee of about £2,000 plus VAT, which remember isn't reclaimable by a typical vendor. So unless you're a business, let's say, and you're VAT registered, that it's the actual total cost is going to be £2,400 as a minimum fee. You've then got your solicitor's costs, which I'd use an average of £1,000. I'd say you've got your services, your utilities, your gas, electric and water while that property's sitting there empty. You've then got the possibility of asset theft, the house being broken into, windows being smashed, all types of problems which can arise while the property's empty. Sometimes there'll be a surcharge by your insurer because they request the property's got to be visited every 28 days, so they may increase the insurance premium while that property's empty. And on top of that, you've got your council tax while the property is sitting there, which, unfortunately exemptions were abolished with most local authorities throughout the country. So you've now got that as an additional cost as well. But I think most importantly, and the biggest cost will be your mortgage interest payment. So, that could quite easily be on £100,000 debt, if we assume an interest rate of 5%, that's going to be £5,000 a year in interest payments while that property, assuming interest only. If you've got repayment, it's going to be actually more than that. So a typical property, we find, again, from our statistics, an average property takes 4 months to sell, somewhere between 3 and 4 months, I'd say. So you've got 4 months interest payments, you've got your council tax, you've got your utilities, your gas, electric, water, you've got your property insurance. All these things add up to a significant cost. So with Open Property Group, there's absolutely no cost whatsoever. We offer a very speedy transaction, the completion date to suit the customer. When you actually compare our discount to market value, which as I said is up to 85%, dependent on property type, location and situation, whether it is a problem property, a tenanted property or a vacant property, you've actually got no cost whatsoever. So the figure that we offer you, subject to contract, is the actual cash sum that the customer receives within their bank account, within the timescale that suits you. And a lot of customers say, so how do we actually get the money? Well, that funds is sent from our solicitor's account to the seller's solicitor's account on the day of completion. The solicitor acting for the customer would then work out their statement of account, so to reduce the fees, but we then reimburse for them fees on completion. So the figure that we offer, just to emphasise, is the actual cash sum the customer receives with absolutely no deductions at all.